So hello and welcome to another episode of Test Drive Thursday. Today we're looking at the MAN TGX Euro 6. So this is version 1.8 of this mod by MADster and Cobra Blue 6. So yeah, we actually haven't reviewed the TGX truck on this new refreshed version of Test Drive Thursday, which is from about episode 40 or so. I changed it to this new layout so it's more detailed and more informative. But we actually haven't taken a look at the TGX. We did look at the TGS, but not the TGX, and definitely not the Euro 6 version, which is what we're driving now. So I'm parked next to the previous gen. I don't know if you can call it the Euro 5, is it? I'm not too sure. But yeah, you can straight away see the facelift, and I think the newer one looks a lot better. It's a lot more sleek, it's a lot less boxy, and it just makes it look bigger, even though, as you can see, they're the same cabin. But anyway, today we're going to start by looking at the customization, then we're going to move on to what it's like to drive, the history of the truck, and do I recommend you downloading it and installing it and playing with it. So let's start off with that first one, customization. So to do that, let's do a time lapse of me heading over to the not the nearest, because the nearest one is just about there. You can see it at the top of the screen, top left of the screen now, but I'm going to drive to a one a bit further away, and yeah, I'm going to do a time lapse of it, so let's go. Okay, so I've decided to come to the MAN dealership as it was nearby, so why not? We're picking up this new truck here. So you go, so it's the second one along, as you can see here. It looks pretty, it's a really good model actually. It's a lot more detailed if you look at the back here. That's the SCS. This is the the mod, and it's really well done on the modeling. So let's go to customize. So the three cabins as usual. Let's go to the chassis. So there's a variety of chassis to choose from. Most of them vary from this design here, the modern Euro 6 front, to the heavy, which has got attachments for like multiple like wagons pulling each other for a heavy load, but you won't really have that in a 4x2. Then you've got the rigids. I'll just scroll through them here. Then you got some mad ones coming down here like this. Look at the range that you get off those. Pretty cool. You can even have a heavy rigid. But yeah, there's lots and lots to choose from when you're going for the chassis. I mean, here's the 8x4. You just look at that with all those tanks and everything. It's so cool. And then you've got the heavy, but I'm just going to go with a stock one here. I think it looks pretty nice. So engine, so this truck I believe comes with the D38 engines, and the D38 enable power up to 640 horsepower, 3000 newton meters of torque, which is a pretty BC engine. And then I believe these ones are, yeah, from here to here, I believe these are the Euro 6 versions, but I believe that's the case. Two transmissions, the trusty MAN Tipmatic transmission. I'll be talking about that later. On the interior, so you've got two designs. Both of them, I do like them actually. Apart from this, I wish this was the darker headlining. I think that I'd finish it off better, because you've got this dark grey, the silver, almost like brushed silver along there, or this one here, which I actually prefer. This makes everything a little bit darker. just go there. You can see that you get the sat nav as well. All these buttons become unlocked, and yeah, I just think it looks a lot better finished off. But I have to say, these seats do not look very supportive or comfortable. They're a bit, I don't know, flat, if you ask me. But there you've got the automatic transmission. I don't know if that is, if it moves around or anything. Guess that's the parking brake, and then you got some light options down there. Paint, so it does support all the new SCS of these paints here, you know what I'm on about, with those that they added recently. It just supports some of the basic ones. It doesn't support any of the flags or the DLC, but you got a good variety in here. You got this for if you're going for heavy hauling. You can completely customize it, so it looks beautiful like that. Look how nice that looks, absolutely amazing. Or you can go for a classy metallic colour if you so wish. But I'm just going to go for the white here, just for demonstration purposes. And then you get to the accessories, and yeah, there's quite a lot of accessories to go through. Starting at the bottom, you can add this huge sort of bull bar thing that tucks around and swoops in, and it's really well put together actually. And you can put lights all over this if you really want to, and it actually fits it around the bodywork, so you don't really notice it, which is really nice. Here you get the chrome shield opposed to this paint. Now depending on what colour you go for, you'd probably want that. Well, if you go for a darker colour, I would have that chrome so it matches in with the this bull bar more. But if you completely remove the bull bar here, I think it looks so classy and nice, this thing. It really is quite good. But yeah, if you're going for white, I'd have it all white, or a lighter colour, I'd have it painted. Here you can change the sort of surrounds of the fog lights. Plastic I think adds more depth and makes the trick look a lot more wider and aggressive, as it pulls the lines right out here, opposed to this where it sort of all looks like one, if you see what I mean. You can have usual plates. You got some bull bars here, just the usual ADR plates. I believe this is the paint, so I don't actually like that because it sort of makes this look a lot more boxy, and I don't like it. I really don't. The plastic sort of follows this line more and around there, and I think it looks a lot better, and it makes the truck look like it's got a lot more depth. But again, if you go with the plastic there, and then maybe, yeah, again, it sort of depends what colour you're going for and how it suits it. That's the thing. But if it was me, plastic all the way. And as I said, with the lighter colour, it looks a lot better with the yellow. Up here, you can also change the grille from paint to plastic and add as many dots as you want. You can change these in here, so I'd have these usually chrome, or the paint. I think it follows it around a lot more if we go that there. I think it looks a lot more sleek like that. But again, if you want to make it look a bit wider, a bit more aggressive, and then those sort of fins do stick out and look really nice. Along here you can change that. I'm just going to start skipping through this quite a lot because I don't want it to be too long. I do try to go through most things. You can change the complete bottom of this here, so you can go for more of a workhorse truck with this plastic. So maybe something like this would be realistic to see, like that. You can change the surrounds of the windows. You can change the window tint. You can add those, and then these side skirts you can see here. I do like the stock ones, they do look pretty nice, but equally those are really tasteful. This mudguard here is really detailed. It really is, even down to the little buckles there. They're all three-dimensional, really well done. But yeah, you can also have them open, which is, I'm a fan of having them open, as you know. I like having them open with the paint. I think that looks really nice. and then obviously you can have them with or without, depends on what you want to do. You can add chocks, you can even go to the detail of just having the sort of chocks empty. It's just the detail. Honestly, I do love mods that just add and add and add, and this is one of them. I mean, we haven't even got to the interior here, so you can see it's just the usual stuff in here. You got the tables, the sat navs, the crosses, you got the curtains, you got that blanket. There's a lot of stuff basically. You can even have roller blinds. It's just, it really is great. Obviously you've got the your text one that you can change in a file, which I did once, I believe, on a test drive Thursday. We had simulators up here, which is great. But yeah, those are the array of sun visors. You can add the usual array of light bars and the beacons, and yeah, you can also add some slots on here for horns and things like that. But that is the main, well, it's basically all of the customization on this thing, but you can go on for absolutely hours getting this thing to how you'd want it. But now I'm going to show you a time lapse of me doing that. So here is my final creation. So I've gone with this sort of cyan blue with that dark blue tint, and I don't know, I just really like it, especially with this chrome. I've gone with the blue and the chrome. Works really well. It's flowing right onto the rims, as you can see there, with the silver outer to replicate the chrome. Gone with the open tyres, and yeah, I'm really impressed by it. I've gone with the D38 engine, 640 brake. But now let's start this thing up, and I'll go through everything on the interior. So sounds pretty nice. It is louder in here though, which is a bit weird. Yeah. Right then, so if we turn the lights on, I'm not too sure where yeah, you can see the lights switch moving down there by the right corner of the wheel there. Just see it through. So now we've got the headlights on, now the side lights. So on the digital display you've got your current litres per 100 mile, you got your range, and you also got litres to empty. And also at the top, through all displays, you've got your gear and then the cruise control set speed. Now there's all your temperature gauges. I believe that's the engine temperature, you can see there, that 31 degrees. That's more current litres per hour. You can see there. Everything live. That's just an info screen telling me to put my seatbelt on. Which is a nice little cool detail that these guys have been putting in this mod for quite a long time. It's really quite good. If only SCS put the ability for stuff like that in, that'd be really, really nice. That's just pressure, I guess. Battery, that's your AdBlue. I'm not too sure what that is. And back to the start. Now, obviously you got your Rev Counter on the left with a really nice green zone and red line. It's really easy to see from a distance, especially with miles per hour, as it's spread out. But I would like to see the font a little bit bigger. But I really do like these Rev Counters. They're really nice and really easy to see at night. Below that, you've just got not too sure what that is. Something to do with AdBlue on the left, I'm guessing, and then you got, is that oil? And then you've got 2 fuel gauges. On the right you got all the window controls. On the wheel you just got Optical, voice control, I guess that's just all the radio and cruise control on the other side. Down here you've got the aircon set to 27 degrees, quite hot. And then you've got all the extra buttons and stuff on there. Up here you got your Siri radio and a button for, is that a light button there? You can see that lighting up. You got the sort of sunroof slash escape hatch, and then that's it. That's pretty much it from this interior. You've also got the sat nav over to the left and a cup holder, which is nice. So I have got a job already set in, so let's go there first. Right then, put it in gear, 4th. It's perfectly fine starting off in 4th, probably even 6th this thing, with all of this power it's got. I've gone for the wind deflectors as well, which do slightly reduce FPS, but I do rather like them. This power from this thing, 15.2 litres this engine. Ready? This has got so much torque. Honestly, really do like the sound of MANs, and honestly I really enjoy driving them as well. I think they're super nice to drive. The sound, the responsiveness, they pull great, and yeah, I just like the way they're set up. I like the interiors, and I think they're a really good truck. And since I drove one for quite a few episodes, Trucking on Ice, that series I did on Iceland quite a few months ago. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's a pretty good series where I travel around, all the way around Promot to Iceland, which is pretty cool, in one of these trucks in pretty much the same colour, which is quite interesting. I only just thought about that. Look at this. So it comes with 6-cylinder Euro 6 engines, the 360 brake all the way up to 480. We've got the inline D38 engines, also 6 cylinders, producing from 520 to 640 brake horsepower, with torque ranging from 2,500 newton meters with the 520 all the way up to the 3,000 that we're getting in this one here, the 640. So you've got a lot of power available. It's also got something called exhaust gas recirculation, and that reduces nitrogen oxides in the engine, which is pretty cool. And yeah, the engine runs at a very low temperature. It's very efficient thanks to all the new Euro 6 regulations. But that is basically the engine front with this truck. Let's pull out on this junction. So there are 2 gearbox options for this truck. So you can either go with a 16-speed manual, or it also comes with the Tiptronic 12-speed. Obviously we've gone with the retarder in this demo, but I'm using the manual shifter on my G27, so not in automatic. But I do try to shift at the green zone. So with the sort of Tipmatic, it's a very, well, as intelligent as an automatic transmission can be. It sort of can predict when or what gear to be in when braking down a hill, and yeah, it's just it is the most efficient option for trucks, obviously. Changing when it needs to. It knows where the most efficient areas are, but you can't really beat the control of manual, especially in heavy haulage. But for motorway cruising and more lightweight stuff, the automatic is fine, and it's a lot more comfortable and easy to use, but I do like the involvement of the manual, so that's why I use my G27 shifter. But yeah, quite interesting that it still comes with a manual. It's not very often that you see that. But yeah, let's load up onto this ferry here and brake. So neutral, parking brake, lights off, engine off. So we're sort of on, and yeah, let's go. So we're going to, I haven't actually been there yet. Let's go to Torshavn in the Faroe Islands. Right then, so here we are, Faroe Islands. Just gonna go over there to drop off. You can sort of see that lag spike when all the scenery is being loaded in. Straight off the ferry. Just the torque of this thing. I'm not sure how heavy it is. It's about 20 tons. You can hardly notice it. It's there. It's amazing, this thing. Great to drive around. But yeah, the new cabins on this truck are a lot quieter, new acoustics, well, because they're a lot more aerodynamic, and obviously this reduces interior audio levels, which is really nice, especially for these longer haul trucks. The least that you want is a massive wind noise or something like that, and it makes it a lot easier for the driver to concentrate. With a lot quieter cab, it's a lot nicer place to be, and it just makes the truck a lot more refined and a lot more polished to experience. But with this truck, I've noticed that, I don't know, the engine is really loud in this mod from the interior, which is a bit unusual, so I don't know if there's a problem with that or something, but yeah, definitely a bit unusual. So we're pulling in here now. When you do have these curtains here, they do produce quite a bit of a blind spot, so you do need to be careful when you're choosing them. That's the thing I have to say. Is it worth having that blind spot? Because if I was speccing this thing again, I probably would chuck them out. But here we are. Let's get onto this ferry, get over to Denmark, bounce on there. Here we go, second ferry of the day. Right then, so here we are, ready for the startup. All the lights come on. Such a good intro that. I'll just show you again. Ready? This is so cool how they all light up. I really do like it. And ready? Let's start this thing. To fourth again. In fact, can this thing pull away in sixth with this 20-ton trailer? It doesn't like it, but yeah. I don't understand why it's louder in here. It's a bit weird, even when you put your head out. But yeah, we're perfectly fine at pulling away. Those speeds on that gear. It's really nice. So the cabin has also been slightly redesigned since the previous generation. Now I believe this takes the cabin straight away from stock SCS one and just changes some of the textures. But in the actual Euro 6 in real life. It does have some minor tweaks, including the wheel has got the actual logo of, is it the lion, instead of the MAN. You can see if you search it on their website, the new sort of design for it. The cabin's also got a lot more storage, and yeah, it's just a lot more driver focus. There's some minor tweaks here and there, but pretty much it's the same cabin. And yeah, as I said, I do like it. It's very, very nice, driver focused and functional, which is everything it needs to be. Another thing I like about this truck is that the visibility is great. I mean, these huge mirrors, I'd have to say they're probably one of the best mirrors that you can get into the game. They are quite big, so the blind spot is a little bit on the big side, but yeah, you can actually see where you're reversing even in that mirror over there, which is really good. Really do like the visibility. And this truck has also got the new version of the MADmedia truck, so it's like the sort of infotainment system there. It's got a 5-inch touch screen, so it's just about the size of an iPhone 6 sort of thing, to put that into perspective. And yeah, it's got navigation planning, which is integrated straight into the XL cab as standard, which is pretty nice now. So if you remember back to the customization where I was showing you the other cabin, or the other cabin interior, and it just had the sort of radio there without the sat nav. Now you get the sat nav as standard in the Euro 6, which is a nice thing to have. So now that's sort of more the details about the truck. Now I'm going to start to talk about, would I recommend you to download this truck? And as I said earlier, I did drive one of these. It's probably an earlier version of this mod, probably about version 1.5 or so not too long ago, and I drove that mod for at least 8 episodes, so probably getting close to about 6 hours. The TGX mod all the way around Iceland, possibly even more than 6 hours, I'm not too sure. All the way around Iceland, so that's going off road, going up some really difficult tight places, on the snow, on tarmac, some really tight drop-offs actually, and this thing did it all. I was surprised that it hardly ever got stuck in the snow, but if it did slightly get stuck, it was managed to get out easy enough. And I didn't even take the max power engine. I took the 440 engine, but that wasn't the Euro 6 mod. This it's the older shape TGX, but pretty much this mod feels the same. It's just some minor cosmetic tweaks. I'm pretty sure it's nothing else over that. But yeah, I got a bit of a lag spike then. I didn't know if the speaker crashed or something. But yeah, it's a lot more, well, it's up to date now. You drive the latest truck, and if you notice, the eagle eye viewers, I've got my new plate on there, a 66 plate, and if you in the UK, you know what that means. But yeah, the customization, as I've shown you, is completely endless, and probably annoyed at me saying this if you're a regular viewer of Test Drive Thursday, but what I'd like to measure customization on is when it's good enough, you can take a complete workhorse and transform it into a complete show truck, and in this you can do that and more. I mean, I've shown you with the plastic there, that really helps to make it more of a workhorse. If you go with the white and the black plastic, or you can go with something like this, which is far from a workhorse. Well, not really, but you get my point. It's a lot more. I don't know, you can stick this in a show and you know, it completely fit in. So customization is great. If you remember back also to the showroom where I shown you the SCS MAN. And just looking at the mudguards on the back of there, it's so low resolution, low res. It's not very well detailed, it's not very well done, everything's two-dimensional, but with this, it just takes it to the complete next level. And the detail and texturing on this mod, in every single area, you cannot moan at it. I mean, just even down to the textures on the back, the textures of the side blades, the textures of the grille, nothing is low res, and it's really done to a high standard. And I don't understand why SCS doesn't get MADster and Cobra on the team. Well, they may have asked them already, but yeah, we need some good MANs in this game. I mean, the current ones that SCS have made, it was one of the first trucks I think they made for this truck, for this game. I believe the DAF was first, because before that was really bad, but now they've redone it, it's okay now. But we need detail like this. But the problem with SCS standard trucks is that you don't get much customization. With these mods, you get tons and tons and tons. And I think that's where SCS trucks are missing out. I am going quicker than the speed limit, and so I'm just passing absolutely everyone. My Vaco. I haven't driven one of those in a while. Oh dear, I need to get off here. That was dodgy driving. Yeah, you need to get used to these turn-offs in Scandinavia, because I think it's Germany that do this as well. Let's try and turn on here. But yeah, I do believe they're slightly better like that. And here you go at night. It's not too bright outside. Look how easy the dials are to read with the red backlighting. It's really, really nice. And when it gets really dark, they just illuminate and look great. So yeah, it's nice to drive this truck. Sounds really nice and smooth. Customization is great. This is not far off the perfect mod. This is, I'd say it's almost as good as detail, if not better texturing, than the Scania mods, RGL mods. It is really, really nice done, and it's a really good standard. Did I actually even have to get off here? Yeah, maybe I did. But yeah, this is a weird intersection, junction. Right, come on. Very similar to the ones that we have in the UK, actually. Obviously, the opposite way round. Right, let's turn left, and I'll prove to you how easy this is to reverse, because if I get it first time, reversing, you know it's a good truck. That's what we're going to do to measure now. If I can reverse it first time, it's a good truck. Right then, so let's turn left here, see if we can make these lights. On MAN, definitely can tell a FPS drop here. Definitely feel it. We're doing about 20 FPS, by the way, if you wondered. But I think, what is this? I'm not too sure what delivery point we're dropping off at. It's just down here, apparently. And then here, right, it's an easy drop off. Let's quickly turn it, some nice tractors here. Look at that. Cool. Flip it around. There we go. Let it just all straighten up. I'm only going to use the mirrors. There we go. Right, let's turn the brake on, engine off and lights off. There we go. Not too bad. Disconnected, and we got an excellent. So there we go. Some money in the bank. So yeah, there we go. That's the MAN. I really do recommend you download this thing. It's really, It's a great mod, it really is. So if you've got this far, please do click that like and why not subscribe for a lot more TDT videos, Forza videos and everything in between. The link to this mod is in my mod spreadsheet, and the link to the mod spreadsheet is in the description below. So go and check that out if you want to, and I really recommend you do. But anyway, thank you for watching and goodbye.